Bringing you analysis and insight into the Crimson Tide, your Crimson Cover hosts, John Copeland, Mike Parker, and Chase Goodbread. Sponsored by Alabama Credit Union. And now, Crimson Cover.
Welcome to Crimson Cover Television on WVUA, Alabama's home team. I'm Chase Goodbread of NFL.com, joined as always by co-host Mike Parker, our recruiting analyst, Big John Copeland, former Alabama national champion and Cincinnati Bengal. We have got a huge show in store for you. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Alabama-Ole Miss game, breaking that down from top to bottom right here at the top of the show. We're going to recap the Middle Tennessee State win from last week. We will go around the SEC with some bits of news around the league and also, of course, our Week 3 picks and plenty more as well here on Crimson Cover. Fellas, we kick things off. Obviously, Alabama, Ole Miss might getting together on Saturday night, a primetime game, a game that is going to tell a big tale in the SEC West. Both teams come in 2-0, both teams coming in ranked. Your thoughts as the Rebels come to Tuscaloosa, win or lose for Alabama?
I'm not going there
jump
quite
out
yet.
Of the great.
Nope.
Okay.
It's gonna be a war. I mean, it's gonna be a battle. This is what football is all about, man. It's two great teams, two good head coaches, and I really like this Ole Miss team. They're extremely talented.
All right. So your first take is close game.
Yes, absolutely.
I think close game. I'll agree with that, John. What do you see in this one?
I don't think you can disagree with that. I think they're both really good football teams. I think they both have really good football coaching staffs. I think they both have really good defenses. And I kind of give Ole Miss the edge right now in the offense because they got a quarterback that can throw the football.
They got a quarterback that can throw the football and
but
really,
they're lacking in the running game.
Right.
Which is typical
yes.
of the Hugh Freeze Ole Miss teams. Nick Saban earlier this week discussing the challenge Alabama's defense will have against this Ole Miss offense that's averaging more than 70 points per game over 2 games. Here's what he had to say.
Obviously, when you score over 75 points a game, you know, you got a pretty dynamic offense in a lot of ways. They've got a lot of good players. They got a great scheme. They do a really good job of executing, and they play fast. And, you know, they're leading the nation in a lot of categories when it comes to, you know, offense. I think Chad Kelly has done a really good job for them. They got a really good runner in number 6. They've got really good receivers. You know, Treadwell is probably as good as anybody in the country.
All right, there you have it from Nick Saban. Chad Kelly, the nephew, by the way, of Hall of Fame quarterback Jim Kelly, of course, the former Miami Hurricane and Buffalo Bill. That's who's coming to town. He's definitely got some pedigree as a gunslinger, Mike, and really a talented, gifted receiving core. Not just Laquan Treadwell. They've got 3 or 4 receivers. Cody Core, one of them, that can really play football.
And they're huge. They're all about 6'3", and they got over 200 pounds. So they can match up really well. They can stretch the field. See, they're gonna do a bunch of quick passes, lull you to sleep, and then they're gonna go downfield. But the thing I'm worried about is I'm not worried about Alabama defending the run against this team. I don't think they can run it on us. However, Chad Kelly doing the zone read and scrambling around for extra yards, I think, is where he can hurt us, along with the passing game. He's got a rocket. He can put it where he wants, but he has not faced any adversity. He has not played an SEC team, and he's going to go against the best in the business on Saturday.
The type of offense that Ole Miss run is a traditional type of spread offense. You have 3 different types of spread offenses. You have the smash mouth offense, which Auburn and Mississippi State
Georgia
run.
Tech.
Right. And you have like the air raid spread offense, which is what Texas A&M run. They run Ole Miss run the traditional spread offense where they spread the defense out and they attack it all over the field, getting the football to their playmakers as fast as they can possibly get them. That is the kind of offense that Alabama have had trouble defending. You don't get a lot of time to substitute. You don't get a lot of time to set your defense. I think it's going to be, they're not going to run the football like Parker said. They're not going to run the football. But can our young secondary hold up against this passing offense?
You know, I feel like on the line of scrimmage, that's where Alabama has to win the game. And if they win it, that's where it'll be won for this reason. I think the best Ole Miss can hope for up front is a draw, all right? I think the Ole Miss offensive line is going to get whipped, in my opinion. Alabama's defensive line is going to be a problem for them all day long. Alabama wins on the line of scrimmage on that side of the ball. On the flip side, though, Ole Miss is capable of giving Alabama's offensive line a lot of problems. And so if they're able to do that defensively as well, then you got to draw on the line of scrimmage, John.
It depends on what Alabama offense is trying to do, Chase. If they're going to run the football, this is probably one of the best run blocking offensive line that we had. Well, not the best, but a really good offensive blocking line running the football that we've had for a while. If we run the football, if we 1-2 punch them with Drake and Henry, and we were very creative in the running game, and try not to win it with our passing game, I think we're going to have a lot of success. But you have to pass the ball in running situation. You have to pass the ball on first down. You have to pass the ball on second and short. That's how you have success against a team like Ole Miss.
I also think it's going to come down to play calling with Lane Kiffin. With the quarterback play, they do not have to win the ball game for us.
They shouldn't have to win the ball game.
In fact, it's the exact opposite. Just don't lose it. If they don't lose it, we're going to be fine. I think Derrick Henry, run him up the gut and attack the perimeter with Kenyon Drake on screens.
But see, here's where I think the problem come in. I don't know how much success Henry is going to have running the football straight ahead north and south. Because this is a really good Ole Miss defense.
He better have some, or they're going to have some problems.
Yes, but it's a really good Ole Miss defense.
Oh, they're fantastic.
I think Kenyon Drake is the X factor in this football game.
All right, Laremy Tunsil, the star Ole Miss left tackle, our final topic of the segment. Reports are he will not play. He sat out the first 2 weeks as the NCAA investigates his eligibility. Reports are he will sit out this one and probably a few more. And here's what Ole Miss has done in their first 2 games against UT Martin and Fresno State, John. Here's how they've adjusted. They moved the right tackle to left tackle to replace Tunsil, and they stuck a redshirt freshman in at right tackle. And they played UT Martin and Fresno State, neither of whom could expose it. All right, that'll get exposed this week, I believe.
It depends.
How quick will they get the ball out? Will our defensive line be able to get to the quarterback, or will they just quick throw it the whole game?
Exactly. Is the Alabama defense line going to be able to pass rush the quarterback without them having to blitz and put pressure on the quarterback and make him uncomfortable? But if they're not able to do that, and if he's able to get the ball out quickly, then they're not going to be a factor in the passing game.
That'll do it for the first segment right here on Crimson Cover. When we come back on the other side of the break, we'll be recapping Alabama's victory last week over Middle Tennessee State University. We'll have some picks for you later in the show as well. Plenty coming. Stay with us. This is Crimson Cover.